Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So the big thing was Ajax insisting that Nikon reveal
Right.
the deception that he's been doing.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and also convincing uh, Eustorgios to push the matter publicly. So there's going to be like almost a public hearing about Nikon. Um, and then I mean, yeah, there was so what happened for uh, Niko? Is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So I mean, it was actually a pretty important session for Niko too, because I don't think
Hmm.
we got a chance to quite play all of it, but you have really shifted in terms of social status in the group.
Yes,
Uh,
yes.
so it's actually pretty big. Um, yeah, were there any other hanging threads? I can look at my character list too, um, but I think that was about where we were at.
Yeah.
That's definitely yeah, because Nico hasn't done much, so I think that's where I was at for sure.
Right.
And I have a possibility of increasing my find plant.
Oh, sweet. Do you want to go ahead and
So
roll that?
yeah, how do I do that? Okay, I'll just roll, and right now I have a 10% bonus, and you just tell me
Okay.
if I increase it. Okay, so I got a 34.
So yes, you just needed. So what you do is you take the skill, subtract your current score from 100, and then try to
Mhm.
roll under that.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
perfect. So I'm getting better at finding plants. I am becoming more plants.
that's right.
Yeah. Okay, that's kind of neat.
And something. So I wanted to. I won't take up too much time with this, but one thing, Sam. I know that you've seen like Ron's arrow diagram for moving between scenes. I don't know if this looks familiar at all.
Yes, I've seen those videos. Yes,
Cool.
yes.
So
I think that yeah.
what I've been realizing is that one of the challenges just in our setup here is that the blue arrows, which is how you get from little black arrows are resolution and things happening in scenes, and then blue arrows are how you get to the next scene. And these orange arrows are looking at the situation and kind of figuring out if anything's altered. So both of those feed into here. And what I've realized is that the blue arrows in this game are like really big because you're doing things that are very consequential, but they're having impacts that are really far beyond your control, right? So like you're
Mm-hmm.
setting off, you know, political movements among the adults that they're not necessarily going to be like checking in with you every time. So like those blue arrows are really big. I think sometimes I've been mixing up and trying to treat them like little black arrows instead of just kind of speeding through it so we can get to the play and the scene.
Mm.
So that's something I'm just thinking about. And if you notice me, uh, if you notice me kind of descending into too much detail in these transitions, or kind of getting stuck, let me know. Because the blue arrows are really big in this game. Um, so on that, but I was thinking probably how we can handle it is I will kind of lay down what's happening. It'll take place over like a month, and any point where you want to jump in and do something, then that's the moment where we cut into the black arrows. Otherwise, at the end of that blue arrow, I'm sure there's some little black arrow we're gonna get to. Uh, and honestly, kind of the same for Niko as well, since a lot of things have shifted for you too.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah.
I'm thinking like we'll kind of zoom out here. So let's start with Niko. So, you woke up next to the fire. Um, oh, I have so many things to track. Uh,
Oh,
we have Calistrata's three followers, who are kind of the leaders of this Parthenoi splinter group, and basically Calistrate, expended a sizable amount of spiritual energy on you, like 6 points of healing, right? The max you can carry around in your body is 18. So
Right.
she kind of took your limb and put it back on through pure will, basically. Um, so that is kind of a big investment in you, and that's also raising your status, right? Because
Mm.
you've been touched by her, and I don't think anyone put together that you losing the limb was kind of the result of your own clumsiness. That's not
Yeah.
I don't think
Right.
anyone is smart enough or has any grounds for suspicion or anything like that. Like
Yeah.
if we were going for if we felt the need to inject drama, I guess I could push that, but I don't
Right.
particularly
Right.
feel it. So,
Yeah.
so basically, you wake up next to the fire. Calistrate and her three lieutenants are there. They fill you in on what happened. She tells you, you've done really well, and I think one of the lieutenants is going to offer you some training in the axe, free of charge.
Okay.
Uh, so that's one thing that
Mhm.
is shifting, and um, you now kind of have a name among this group. You've really cemented
Oh
your
man.
status. And honestly, you're probably at this point, just given how much the cult is invested in you, like if you wanted to pursue the matter of initiating, into the Eumenides cult subcult, you could do so.
Yeah, I think this makes sense. So I think the big thought bubble that I'm seeing, like Niko waking up, is like they have no idea. That's and I think she's terrified about this because, yeah,
Right.
she like is so I think maybe at some point. I mean, I'm sure. Yeah, she definitely is pursuing the initiation, but I think she wants to like fess up to someone that she doesn't. She probably desperately wants to fess up to someone about this, but I think actually she's going to push really hard for initiation because of how, she has to kind of make it seem like, no, actually, maybe I am this person that is capable. And maybe if I play that part for long enough, I'll actually become that. So, yeah, I don't know what that looks like, but yeah, she's definitely pushing for that.
Okay. Um, Yeah, so what the group is doing over the next just to give you some additional like context around it, um, now that you've recovered the weapons, you are going south on the old kind of migratory route that will eventually take you to the High Holies where everyone's meeting up for the year, um, but the and Calistrate, I think she's being very upfront about this. You're actually going to go and raid a anthropoi settlement or traveling band or something. You're gonna. She wants to kind of get the group baptized in blood. So,
Okay.
uh, there's a lot of like warmongering speech going around, and people kind of trying to steel themselves for this like very aggressive act. And I think in that context, it's probably it's no contest, no conflict to like getting initiated. They need warriors, so you're gonna be
Yeah.
you're gonna be like one of the first, to be prepared for this.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so this is fun because I don't have like the whole ritual, written out like I did for the anthropoi. So I'll kind of be flying by the seat of my pants. But also, that's what they're doing, right? Because they are. Actually, you know what? Besides the lieutenants, you might be the first initiate. Actually,
Okay.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
these are all like young people, and
Yeah. Yeah.
you're actually kind of in the older age bracket because you've got some 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds. So, yeah, we'll say you're going to be the first initiate to go through this. So,
Okay.
um, okay, so what is this going to look like? Okay, so the initiation is going to be this very kind of ritualized combat. So you are actually going to, kind of emerge from the chorus, right, which is the main group, and actually
Yeah.
take up a speaking part. This is what
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
you're kind of earning an individual identity and dialogue,
Yeah.
in the group.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll set the scene. Obviously it's at night. They get a big fire going. Um, they have the three lieutenants in masks. Of course, Calistrate and her terrifying serpent mask. Um, and so you have to kind of go through this, verbal and somewhat choreographed, conflict with one of the uh, uh, three lieutenants.
Yeah. So and going into this, I feel like, is this gonna be is this a combat, as in like we might actually fight a little bit here, or is this actually really fully just we're kind of going through some kind of dance that's been preset?
I mean, given, like, I don't even know how much like Calistrate understands that the plays are like fiction exactly.
Right.
So I think that there's probably some real element to the combat where you're using like
Yeah.
blunted weapons. So yeah,
Right.
there will be some conflict
Okay.
here. Yeah.
So I think we're seeing Niko come out shaking. This is her big secret. She doesn't.
Oh.
She right now is like, I don't know how to fight. I don't know how to fight. I don't know how to fight.
Yeah.
So she's like really shaking. Maybe it looks like she's shaking in anticipation, like maybe it was. But I think, or like with adrenaline or something. But it's just nervous shaking, because she's like, everyone's gonna know. Everyone's gonna know. Everyone's gonna know.
Ooh, okay, nice.
Yeah.
And I've just realized this. Everyone in the chorus has like just very blank kind of generic masks on. Just
yeah.
There are just all these floating masks in the background, and then Calistrate is kind of narrating, saying lines. You have a couple of lines that you have to do, and I think the person who you're going to be fighting is Glaphyra, Glaphyra, Glaphyra. And she is the one who also offered to, teach you some more about combat. So.
Okay.
So in fact.
Did she?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I've written that name down from last session. Okay.
Yes.
But I didn't write anything beside it, so.
I only knew the name.
Okay.
And actually, let's go ahead. Do you want to roll a d4? Because I'm thinking probably.
Yes.
She was teaching you, some combat while you were rehearsing for this.
Okay.
Like rehearsal and military practice are kind of entwined here.
Yeah. Okay, 2.
Okay, add 10 to your axe skill.
Okay, I like that. All right, so my axe. Okay, so maybe then maybe after getting a little more. Okay, man, I have like a old eraser on this broken mechanical pencil, and then this fucking this pencil I got from a church. It's just. Anyways.
Were you saying that this might, you might be? Were you saying like she's gonna be more competent, or?
Yeah, I think maybe there is a little. I think there's more No, I think there's still the shake. I think there's a little less of the shake, but still that thought what if? Yeah. And I think especially before the training really kicked in with this person, Niko has not been really talking to anyone as much recently because she's so scared that someone is going to name her. It'd be like, guess her secret, you know. So she's like really hoping, she's like, if I can just do this, I can talk to people again.
Oh man, yeah. And you know, I think that this is probably perceived. You know, I'm loving the dramatic irony here that the group is kind of thinking, you know, Niko is, you know, communing with the Furies and is, you know, kind of off,
Yes.
you know,
Yes.
you know that she's gonna be the first, you know, the first initiate. You know, she's got to set herself apart. Um, and you know, in fact, probably like what you're doing here is becoming, you know, unintentionally like almost a template for the next initiate.
Right.
Like, you know, you're all
Right.
creating like these traditions just in
Yeah.
whatever
Yeah.
you do. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. So you know, there's gonna be this whole, you know, there's singing and music and drums and stuff, and we'll just cut to the exciting part, which is, you know, Glafira coming out with you know, you've got like a wooden axe, uh, the small axe, and very unfairly, you know, she's got like a wooden spear.
Okay. Yeah. Oh
Yeah,
God. Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
because fairness isn't, you know, it's not really the point of this.
No. No.
Yeah. So I need to roll her. I just need to know her strike rank, basically, for us to be able to do this. So I'm going to quickly roll a couple of stats for her. Okay, so I need to know her size and dex. Okay, so she is much smaller than you are.
Okay.
She's size
This is
8.
this is
Yeah.
okay. This is cool. So I'm like, yeah, that's cool. Okay.
And you know, again, I'm just imagining in training, you know, people have probably seen her like send you tumbling, you know, in
Yeah.
spite of your massive size.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, this is so fun. Okay, and then her dex is a perfectly average 11. So
Okay.
she will
And
get
I
an
might.
edge with the spear, though.
Yes, and I have my shitty 7 fucking decks. My fucking 7.
Okay, so size 2. Okay, so her base strike rank is 5. And then with the spear. We'll say it's, you know, it's not the long. It's a short two-handed spear. She's not like, you know, fighting like a cavalry charge or something. Okay, so her base strike rank with the spear is going to be 6.
Okay.
Okay, so, uh, you know, she comes into this area that's been, you know, kind of pounded by feet. It's been pounded flat. She has on this fearsome, let's say, like a dog mask, right? It's been carved and modified to look like one of those big greyhounds. And oh yeah, you know, Calistrate is like sitting in a rude chair, and you know she's scratching the head of this, you know, massive, you know, monstrous greyhound.
Yeah.
Her familiar. And yeah, I mean you know, she's gonna circle. And you know, just right away at strike rank 6, try to hit you with this spear.
Okay.
So that'll be her move, and then so that's her kind of statement of intent. What's yours?
Yeah. Yeah. So I wish I had my fucking. I wish I knew where my rulebook was. So,
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Okay, so I think that Niko is looking to just get in as quick as she can. Yeah, so because yeah, she really doesn't want to be fighting out, far away. So the spear can mess her up. So I think she's trying to just charge in and like grab Glafira and get the spear away from her. Now I don't know like how that works in this game, but yeah, if she can kind of wrestle her and get that away from her.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'd count it as like a parry. There aren't, it's assumed with weapons that there isn't really a way to grapple
Right.
effectively. But if you parry and can kind of get in,
Mm-hmm.
you might be able to do something in the perimeter of that spear.
Okay.
So what's your base strike rank, and then
5.
with the weapon?
With the weapon adds 4, I think. So 9, I guess.
9.
Does that sound right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay, so that is going to be.
Oh man, so I'm much slower than her.
Yeah, she's
coming in.
be
Yeah.
6.
Okay. All I want to do is not go down.
Right. Okay, so your attack is going to be, I think, contingent on basically her missing with her attack, or being parried. So what you will do is, since you have your weapon, you'll go ahead and roll your axe skill.
Okay. So I have a 30 now in
Ooh,
my
nice.
axe skill. Pretty good. Oh man, my thing is falling. Oh man, okay. Well, I have got a 55, so I've failed.
Okay. And then she'll go ahead and roll. So, the first thing we do is roll to see if anyone successfully parries or successfully hits. She misses. So
Okay. So I think this is Niko being fast, right? Like
yeah.
Niko, well, or being like big. Like this is a this isn't like probably if this was a spear made to kill, this wouldn't work. But Niko is just like pushing in and like moves the spear in a way that if you did that to a real spear, your forearm would be
Nice.
compromised. So
Oh, yeah.
all right, I guess yeah, I'm just gonna try to hit her. So because it's 9 right now. Now we're at 9.
So,
oh, and she kind of is gonna have an intention now, right, to declare.
Yeah, I think her intention is going to be, stepping out of range and poking you with the spear again.
Okay.
And I think so. You could either try to hit her with the axe, or if you wanted to try to like slam her, you could try that too.
Yeah. Well, I want to use my axe skill, I guess.
Cool.
So I think yeah, I guess I will do that. Yeah.
Nice.
This is probably my best chance. So, all right, here I go. Oh, 67. Okay.
Okay, so she will add a strike rank to hers for. No, I'm just doing this so you know what strike rank she's going on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So on strike rank 1 of the next round, she's going to be hitting you with the spear again.
Okay. And so yeah, I think we're still really up close, and I just am not able to like really hit her right now. Like I've actually gotten in too close to hit her well with this, I guess. So we're kind of maybe locked up. So.
Although,
is what I'm.
If you wanted to, yeah, I think that makes sense just given your last intention. But if you want, you can, declare the next attack, and we'll just add 1 to the strike rank for that kind of step away and positioning that you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, and what's your total strike rank with the axe?
9.
Yeah, it's not quite obviously with 3 characters, the strike ranks are a little bit busier, but this is good practice. Okay, so she's going to try to hit you with the spear first. You can go ahead and roll your axe skill to parry.
Oh, I did it.
Oh,
I got
nice.
I got a 4. I got a 4.
That's awesome. Okay.
Is there any kind of critical thing for that, or is that just for hitting? I
Let's
impale her
check.
by. I impale her.
I don't think that there is a critical for. Well, actually, there might be. You might do some damage to her weapon.
Right. And just to remind you of the visual, because Niko is, you know, we're saying she, but just because it's like an unconventional visual, I think she has like a big beard and stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, she's like yeah. So I just wanted to remind you two because it's been a little bit since we played.
Yeah.
So she looks kind of cool.
Nah, Niko is cool as hell. I forgot
Yeah.
about her beard.
All right, she's okay. She like something good has happened. Maybe this will go. You know what? I'm not gonna let myself get sucked in emotionally to this.
Yeah, if you roll a 4, it says you lose the arm. I don't know. That's what the book says. So.
Yeah. Oh, it's so heartbreaking to lose your fucking arm.
Okay, so you're a critical parry. Your weapon takes no damage.
Okay.
None of the damage, if it was a shield, none of it is passed along, which doesn't really apply here. And let's see. And then I believe her weapon isn't going to take like additional damage, but it'll take some base damage.
Okay, cool. So we're using these wooden weapons, so I don't know. My normal axe has 15 HP. I don't know how much you think these have.
Honestly, let's make it fun. Let's make it like they have 7.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. So let me just note that so I can.
And honestly, they're probably light too, because you know they don't want any like bones broken.
Oh yeah.
Okay, sorry, I'm just looking for the.
Oh yeah, no, take your time.
Weapon damage. Okay, thank you. And she hits successfully too, so you know. She darts in like right at your heart. And, you know, yeah. The crowd
this is cool.
Going wild.
This is a moment that other people have seen her have this work on me. Yeah. You know, like you said earlier, she's tumbling me around normally, and this is the first time where Niko it doesn't work, right? We see Niko yes, this is a big deal. Okay, I'm kind of liking this.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, you are gonna go ahead and roll your damage for the weapon, which let's say it's 1d4. We'll just say that they're minimums.
Yeah, and I get bonus damage of 1d4.
Yes, that's right.
So let me see. Oh man, I got my d4s here, and these aren't the 2d2s. These are just d4s.
I figured that was too onerous.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so okay, 4 plus 4. Wow, 8. Oh my god! Okay.
You just maxed out.
That's cool.
Oh, so everyone's going wild. I mean, you know, she's stepping back with a stump, you know, and she yields, you know, she smiles at you and then, you know, drops it in front of you and leaves, and you know, you're able to bask in this.
Oh. And Niko's memory of what happened in that dark, you know, that room. Yeah. There's even more now she can see it. She sees the moment. Before, I think she's having trouble remembering it, and she sees that moment where in this fight, her axe, you know, she couldn't position her axe right, and she hurt herself, and it's all it can all be true at the same time for her. So I think it's cool. Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Okay, and don't forget, you get to check your axe skill, so you might get another.
Yeah, that's true. I like that. Okay. Very 70% chance to get my. Okay.
So there might be some more. I think there's going to be a bit more to the ritual, but why don't we cut there and go over to Ajax, because.
Cool.
What a moment. Okay.
Yeah, I like dice.
Okay, so Ajax. Like I said, big blue arrow.
Tell
Okay,
me about it.
just dive in if you want to go. If you want to go to resolution or scenes. Um, okay, so Eustorgios calls out Nikon uh, uh, from Sea Stop and Four Fields. The head priests are traveling. Messengers are sent because other annex priests, need to gather for uh, this trial, really. And the nobles of those towns are coming as well.
Can I ask about those other priests?
Yeah.
Like, did they have the same kind of dilemma? What's their that Nikon did, or what's their sort of relationship to? Like, we have this labyrinth. Do they have other sort of systems that they're using to maintain their?
The labyrinth's the cult center of power,
Okay.
so they don't know about
Oh,
this.
okay.
Yeah. Um,
Oh.
let's see. Um, uh, uh, what's Xenaeus is now living with you. So she's staying with Eustorgios. Um, Eustorgios is likely to be not forced out, but someone else will probably take over the guild because he's if Nikon ends up holding on to his power, like definitely, but even his decision to kind of fraternize with Cineas is very scandalous. So his position is very precarious. Um, Androcles, I think, is slipping out into the woods to look for his son. Is kind of I think just from his perspective, no one is going to help him with all of this going on, and yeah. So I mean, if you're fine, I'll just keep going.
I'm wondering. I'm remembering a couple sessions back that like Ajax had asked Androcles to like, let me know when you're gonna go out there. So I'm curious if there's a scene there where Androcles approaches Ajax.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, a lot has changed. I think I'd like to play that.
Yeah. Okay, so let me take a moment. So the blue arrow has disappeared. All that stuff is gone. Now we're into the little black arrows. Anything can happen. Okay, so we'll just set the scene. It is, you still have your temple duties. Yeah, you're an initiate.
Yeah, I think Ajax has been doing kind of the bare minimum since this.
I think everyone has. They're
okay.
yeah. That's included. You might have some tasks that are additional, right? Because as other priests arrive, there are multiple people staying at Nikon's house. So a couple of the priests and the gentry have arrived. So the town is totally abuzz. And you're again just kind of setting the scene here. Everyone's like really paying attention to you because even if Eustorgios is the one who brought it up, they kind of know you're the one who's like who caused this hubbub, and I think what you've realized, even just talking to maybe some of the other priests and attendants in these entourages, is that you're kind of well known in the other towns. Like everyone's heard about like the kid who was eaten by a ghost. And so they know that you're his cousin.
Jesus.
And, there have been all of these weird portents and strange things happening. You're near the middle of them.
Yeah.
So.
And I think kind of like echoing Niko's situation, right? Like this attention. I'm remembering Ajax being like, becoming really disillusioned in the last session and uncertain. So all this attention, like I think as much as possible, Ajax is like withdrawn and not like really not appreciating the attention and not like being sort of like ogled and made a spectacle of.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, just trying to kind of disappear at every opportunity. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, let me think about that. If that affects anything. Okay, so it might. So I think Diocles, or no, Androcles, is gonna come and while Eustorgios is at the walls. Androcles comes like in the middle of the day, during the work day. So it's pretty quiet, and you're home. We'll just lucky coincidence there that he finds you there, and he knocks on the door, and he's got like a pack. He's got a water skin on his hip. He's got a spear, that he's kind of using more like a walking stick. And he tells you I'm going out after Diocles. He says I understand with your cousin being lost and with everything happening at the temple, you likely won't be able to come with me. But I just want you to know there's no hard feelings for that.
This guy's basically just committing suicide.
Yeah, I think Ajax knows
Jesus.
that. Like,
Yeah.
And I mean, he's gonna say as much, Yeah, I think Ajax reacts by saying, if I thought my accompanying you would make any difference, I would, but I hate to say, like, I've come around to understand, this is a futile quest, and I don't think you should go. Things are changing here, and you're needed.
Ooh. I think this is a charisma times charisma roll.
Okay.
I think.
Oh, I gotta
See the
steal
impacts.
breaks.
Be careful. We only have 10 of those. And Androcles, we've not generated a charisma score for, so. Wow. Oh no, never mind. Not wow. 11.
Okay. I got 12 plus my ever-present earrings, so a
Nice.
13.
The
Okay.
earrings.
So 6
Alright.
under? Yeah. 11 versus 13?
60 or under?
Yeah.
Yeah, each point gives you another 5.
Right.
A 70.
Oh.
God damn.
So.
Oh.
Okay, so just given, the uncertainty for me was really when, you said you're needed here, and I think he kind of laughs bitterly at that, and, he's taking that as, you're young and trying to be nice, like it doesn't hit him, and he says, one, failed drunk isn't gonna make a difference here. And I think he's gonna like take his his pack off, and in it he's got like his clay drinking jug that he's just been like carrying around, and he actually pours it out, and and he's not taking the alcohol into the wilderness with him, and he tells you, will you tell your uncle thank you for me for the help that he gave, and tell him where I'm going.
Ay, this poor man. Um, yeah, I mean, Ajax says, um, I'll tell him, I think Ajax will say, like, I understand, and I'll tell him, um, but yeah, I don't know if he'll understand. Um, yeah, okay.
He
Ajax is
says,
out of options.
well, I think it says, he, losing his son like that, I think he'll understand just fine. Uh, yeah, I don't think he feels the need, to explain it further. And yeah, he's gonna turn around and slip out of the settlement.
That's fucked. Just
Yeah.
more on Ajax's conscience. Couldn't convince the man to not kill himself. Like,
Um. Yeah. What's Ajax doing next?
hmm. I don't know. Ajax is all mixed up.
Yeah.
I think Ajax is feeling really like isolated and estranged from
Yeah.
this place and the culture here, and the people Ajax is feeling most connected to keep disappearing, right? Like
Yeah.
Ajax is connected to Androcles by like whatever shared like loss and grief, right? Now they're leaving. I think Ajax wants some time with Xenaeus, another kind of like
Yeah.
outcast, estranged, isolated person here. Um,
I mean, she's around, so like you can talk to her that evening, or you
yeah,
can go and find her now.
yeah. And yeah, so let's go find Xenaeus, and I think Ajax is developing a new curiosity about the Parthenoi and
Yeah.
um, the routines that Xenaeus grew up in, and just like yearning for possibilities beyond what's offered, what's on the menu that Ajax has been given here,
Yeah.
and just like wanting to know.
Oh man. Yeah.
Especially with the news that like all the perks of this society seem to be soon to vanish, right? Like
Right, like
with
the
the ending,
stability
yeah,
and the
yeah,
sort of certainty of yeah. So
makes sense.
Um. Yeah. So Xenaeus is in some kind of dark corner of the settlement. She's probably doing some kind of handicraft to pass the time. So actually, she's whittling, and she's actually like whittling a I think that might be like kind of her outlet in art form. I'm realizing now. So she has this very light wood that she's using, and she's actually carving a little like she's far enough along that you recognize it. She's carving a little remembrance of Eusebius.
mm.
Um,
Sorry, as you're saying this, I can't help but voice this. I think the time away from Ajax, I'm feeling distant from Ajax. But I'm imagining that can I retroactively do
Yeah.
something with Androcles? I think Ajax might offer like a map, like one of the maps that they've been working on. Androcles probably doesn't have a ton of experience reading maps, but like
Oh man, yeah.
just like something to yeah.
That's cool.
That is cool. And I mean, you were like almost working on maps preparatory to going on this.
Right. So yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of the only one who's been making these maps of like outside the community, right? So yeah, that feels kind of necessary.
Ooh. That might actually change the calculus for him, at least somewhat. Knowing the lay of the land. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, that's really cool.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Needed to say this.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Yeah, so she's whittling, and she sees you come up. And I think the first thing she says is like, I just want to make sure, I want to make sure I remember him as accurately as possible.
Oh, can you remind me what happened to? I mean, Severin now, but like Eusebius's body is. What became of?
You actually don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn. Dark. Okay. She's whittling Eusebius. I guess Ajax is gonna try and like approach this curiosity about the Parthenoi that way, like, um, I'd gleaned that he was coming out to meet you and learning about the ways of the Parthenoi. I think I'd feel closer to him too if I knew some of what you were teaching him. If what he had learned and about where you come from.
She says, maybe you don't realize it, but you already know a little of what he knew. The first spell I taught him is the one I taught the same to you. He always says, I don't even. I was lucky that Eustorgios pointed him to the woods, when he was very young. Because I'm realizing now, Eustorgios probably had to kind of help build that relationship with Zeneas, even just there being some communication there. And she said, even from like the earliest time I can remember, he wanted to know everything about the woods. He loved the mountains and the wind and actually she's probably calling you she, right? Because there had been that idea of you joining her. So yeah, she's using female pronouns, feminine pronouns. Yeah, all she wanted to know about was the plants and the stories, and maybe it would heal my heart to tell you some of those.
Yeah, Ajax is all about it. Wants to know. Ajax will like recall like, oh yeah, I mean we made use of your plant knowledge and recalling the time that we smoked that plant or whatever we did with it. Had tea. We had tea.
Yeah.
We made tea. And
I think she laughs. That's why, that's what he was asking. That's what she was asking for,
Yeah, and Ajax maybe says, I won't say it's like my best memory, but it was certainly, more I felt more like enlivened, making use of, this plant from the forest than I ever did like stacking stones. Yeah.
Says that's the call of the wind in you. you anthropoi revere the earth, and so do we. I mean, who doesn't? But our hearts are are in the air. Uh, we move constantly. We never sleep in the same place. Every morning we want a different vista, and she kind of shakes. She's got the chain around her ankle. She kind of shakes that and says, and now, without Eusebius here, I'm feeling that again. I was able to put that aside while I had him in my life, but I want to see the woods and my sisters again soon.
Mm. Yeah, Ajax says, if you were free of that chain, would you leave?
I'd want to, but the journey is hard, and I don't want to put the child at risk, and the child I'm carrying. Uh, Eustorgios raised a good daughter, and I think no matter what happens to me, this child is going to be lucky to have him in his life.
Mm. Shit.
Yeah, but after that, once this chain and this chain, are off, yeah, I'm gone. I'll be with the wind.
Mm. So how much time I remember she was like 7 months pregnant at the start of our campaign. How much
Yeah.
time has passed? How close to
Oh, it's got to be
birthing?
close.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like we played a couple of months. So
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Imminent.
yeah,
Um. I think Ajax is kind of just like eager, like, well, um, I want to know as much as you can tell me, before that comes to pass, every every spare moment, every moment I'm free from my duties at the temple, I want to be learning with you.
yeah. Uh, yeah. I think she's very willing. Yeah. And she says, "Well, I'm not going anywhere. You know where to find me.
Bleak. True. All right. That's something.
And I think that could even be, training. That could be
Yeah.
what you're doing. Yeah.
I don't know what my L situation is. If I could sort of mechanize this interaction. Oh, I've got 200 something.
Yeah, you.
Can I maybe peek through? Can you go back to Niko and I peek through the book and find
Yeah.
something that maybe I'm working on with Sineas,
Sounds
and we
great.
let some time go by?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Ooh. All right. Back to Niko. Um. Okay. There just has to be some trippy stuff here. So. Okay. So after this kind of theatrical event, apparently, uh, tragedies in ancient Greece were followed. You would watch a trilogy of tragedies, and then there would be like a satyr play like a kind of comedic play after as like a palate cleanser.
Wow. Okay.
So
3.
yeah, so you would watch, this whole cycle of interconnected plays that all kind of,
Mm.
yeah, moved one from the other, and then a fourth one was written by the same author, and I actually don't think there are any extant. I think we might have lost all of them, but so I'm kind of thinking about that. So there's this very like intense, part, and then there's also going to be a celebratory, more Dionysic element where one of the lieutenants. I kind of like filling in these characters piecemeal, so we'll say that Herodias is kind of the alchemical specialist,
Okay.
and she has brewed up, some psychedelic tea
Right.
that is going to be passed around, in a big, golden goblet that's carried around for the purpose, and you are going to get, the after Calistrate and the lieutenant's drink. You're the first one, and then you get to pass it, on to the chorus. So this is getting passed around, and uh, every so it takes a bit to kick in, but everyone is starting to dance very wildly. I think dancing is a pretty important art form for everyone here. Um, in fact, do you want to make a dance roll?
Yeah. Yeah. Is there a dance skill?
There is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
There
They put a
is.
dance skill?
There's dancing and singing.
Very interesting. That's very, very cool. That makes a lot of sense considering the game. That's
yeah, it's
cool.
one of the Tumblr skills.
Oh, I see. So where do I put that? Is that's not knowledge? That's
I believe it's under manipulation,
okay.
and we'll say it just starts at 10%. I don't think there's a
Yeah.
base chance. I'll look it up and amend it though. If so, yeah. So
All right. Let's see. Okay.
after that fine plant skill check.
All right. I got a 66, so I do not succeed.
Okay. I'm just gonna check. Even if the base chance is higher, that probably
Mm-hmm.
isn't gonna cut it.
My downstairs neighbor is practicing drums. You guys can't hear it, right? Okay, good. If only I could answer the same. What I will say is, if you're a drummer, you should practice with the metronome. That would be my feedback. Okay, like I have my metronome right here. I'm not a drummer, really. I can play drums, but I have my metronome right here. He needs to invest in one.
Maybe, as a parting gift, you can leave it outside the
Yeah,
store.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so nothing. You're just joining in. I don't think nothing noteworthy about
Yeah.
about your dancing. But yeah, I mean, everyone. There are drums. Like, this is like a really good party, and go ahead and make a power times 5 roll.
All right. I am got a 10 power, so
50-50.
And I get a beautiful 30.
Ooh.
Actually a 40, because I think the 0 is a 10. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So 40.
So, in the center of the dancers, you begin to realize that there are beings here with you that are not. There are more than there should be, and as you kind of pay attention and kind of tune into them, you recognize the Furies, the spirits that are talked about in the plays, and
Yeah.
these very tall, dark, monstrous women with, huge claws and huge fangs and giant eyes, and they're here, among everybody, like dancing and stamping with
Yeah, so I
everybody
know
else.
I know what Niko is kind of like seeing these as getting these big tears, and these tears are kind of flying off in cool. I'm just picturing cool like
Yeah,
streams of liquid in
yeah,
this kind of psychedelic space, and then she's kind of screaming this confession to the Furies of her, of her failure, and then and saying like, were you watching me? You know, did I fail? That all this kind of calling after them
Whoa. Oh, okay.
and yeah.
Okay. um.
And she doesn't look very cool. Like she
No.
looks cool in my head,
Yeah.
but she doesn't actually look cool. But it doesn't matter because she looks cool in my head. So
They say, daughter, the only sin is matricide. Everything else is permitted,
mm,
and you have no shame. Uh, you are going to be our arm on the earth, and they might
yeah,
one of them like reaches out, touches that scarred arm that got put back on. You feel those
yeah,
claws on it, scraping. So you're going to be one of our arms on earth.
yeah. I think like Niko's eyes are blazing with this understanding, and I think this is like Niko becoming completely. Before I think before this whole ritual, this is kind of interesting. Before this ritual, I think she had really no strong identity with these people. Like even though they maybe felt like she did,
Yeah.
I think she had no real feeling of that being real. And now she's like fully. I feel like she's become this. Um, yeah, so she's making whatever promises you make to gods like these. You know.
uh, well, I mean, you can ask them, what they want. You don't because you don't know
Yeah.
what's a proper offering.
Okay. Yeah. Then yeah, she's doing that. Yeah.
uh, they say
Oh.
before we were given food and spoils, but the first offering is fear. You know,
Mm-hmm.
we need you to give us fear again, so we can be strong.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I like this. Yeah, I think. Okay, let me just close my Scarlet. My Scarlet has no like screen on it, so there's bugs getting in.
No
Just give me one
worries.
second.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think this is. Yeah, I think Niko is all about this. Like, this is. This is like Yeah, I think now after that, I think she's like dancing with people now instead of just wildly thrashing around.
Oh yeah.
She's kind of like going up to Calistrata or whatever, and they're like or trying to dance with her, and like this is kind of that's kind of she's like throwing herself into this group of people now in a more real way.
So, I mean, you are actually drawn in with Calistrata, into the dance with her and her lieutenants.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of welcome you in, from the general. It's a melee. This is everyone just completely like effervescing and self expressing. Um, and you know, she's in her mask, and as you're dancing, you know, out of you know, her ceremonial robe that she's put on, she takes you know, this big, you know, kind of chunky wooden mask and says, you know, it's time, you know, you've earned this, you know, now you carve this into what face you want to wear.
Oh, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I like this. Yeah.
And you know, the other lieutenants, like, they've obviously done this, you know, so the Hound,
Mm-hmm.
the Alchemist has, you know, a big raven mask.
Yeah, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
and I mean, I think she's jumping right into it. She says, you know, they, you saw them too, didn't you?
Yeah. And yeah, I think Niko says I saw them, and you know, they you know, they embraced me. I told them my darkest truth, and it was nothing to them.
Ooh. uh, what did they tell you?
Yeah, Niko tells Calistrata the thing of, like, they the offering that they want, you know, um you know, all these material things are good, but they want fear again from us.
Okay. Okay, so I'm realizing this is cool. I'm realizing some stuff about Calistrata. And you know, Parthenoi culture is all about like being totally kind of open, and so you know, she looks relieved, and you know, she tells you,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I was even this far, I was afraid I was just hallucinating them. But you know, they, what they told you, that's, you know, word for word something they told me. So
Yeah.
I'm not crazy.
Yeah, and yeah, Niko is like, you know, screaming, you know, like saying, like, you know, no, we're sisters, and kind of embracing Calistrata.
Oh, and yeah, I mean, I think you know, the other three lieutenants, you know, you all kind of get folded into each other, you know,
Yeah.
and you know, have this crazy, you know, trans body experience with each other.
So this is like the anthropoi really suck, because this is what I, if I was in this world, I'd want to be doing this, I think.
Right.
You are.
Like, yeah, it's like, you know, you guys could keep your like maps and shit, okay? Fuck Eusebius. I never care. I didn't give a fuck about Eusebius.
That was a suicide. You knew.
Yes, I knew. Yeah, this is great. I don't know if there's, yeah, I think that's kind of, in my mind, to me, I feel like, yeah, I don't know what else Niko would do.
Yeah. No. No. Agreed. I think you're in line for some treasure. This has been an eventful evening for you. So let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and just roll on some treasure tables, see what you get.
Cool.
I think myself, if the Furies appeared to me, I would probably be scared shitless. But
Yeah,
and
yeah,
wouldn't touch
probably.
psychedelics again. But
Yeah. But maybe with the right, like, because it's all about the setting. Like, if you had,
yeah.
many people around you calling out to these things, maybe it would be different. Maybe, I don't know. Like, it's, instead of just being like in your room with like one other person listening to like the Grateful Dead.
Right.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
Okay, so we're just gonna package, this whole ritual, the whole thing as one thing. This is the highest single treasure factor anybody's had for a single feat, but I mean breaking the spear, and everything going into that is huge. So, okay, so you will get 17 L's. I just gotta go across here.
Right.
51 L's. $210 L's. Ooh, very good jewelry.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, you're gonna like this. There's a times 12 in this line.
Oh Jesus! All right.
336.
All right.
Give me of very good jewelry. And take of course take another charisma.
Yes.
For your feet, and then also while you're wearing this jewelry, another bonus charisma.
Cool.
And then let's see if you get any special items. No special items this time. That's all right. So the jewelry is again a gift of people are giving you gifts and welcoming you in, and then you're given this.
Does it make sense? Sorry to interrupt, but does it make sense if that's the mask that I make, like the jewelry, or is this something that's given to me?
Maybe it could be worked into the mask.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you're given like these gems, and that you can work into the mask.
Cool.
Yeah. And then anything else you wanted to accomplish before wrapping up that scene?
No, I don't think so. I feel like that's
Do we got time for like maybe one more scene with Ajax?
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. So what did you find out on the skills front?
I think, barring a hefty discount, there's nothing really that I can train. No spell I can train from Xenaeus.
Okay.
I don't know if.
So you're still getting stories.
Yeah. Should I know I've had Ajax has had some impactful listen rolls where they don't retain this like cultural information. I wonder if that's like a factor, or if we skip that for.
Oh, that's a good. I feel like there isn't much, like it's very, kind of not casual, but you've got time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's sitting there like carving, working on her carvings, and you're sitting there listening, and I think it's you're just kind of in relation with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I chuck you back into a blue arrow and have some time pass?
Well, I realized something. So let's say one of those. So you're kind of stealing time, from your temple duties to go with Xenaeus. Some days are really busy as people are arriving. Some days are like really open. So you're on your way to talk to Xenaeus, and Heron kind of intercepts you. You're walking past his house, his door's open, and he pokes his head out, and he says, "Hey, Ajax, will you come here for a moment?"
just to make sure I'm remembering right, Heron is Eusebius's good friend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the guy you organized the party with.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll give Heron a minute.
He says, I think he laughs a little bit and says, you know, I didn't expect, I didn't expect Ajax's favored one to, to stop and talk to a lowly, a lowly builder like me.
Jeez.
Ajax
My
is-
God, what
yeah.
the fuck?
You know, that's hilarious to him.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Ajax is like, if I were favored, I might have suffered fewer losses these past months.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way. Will you look? Will you sit down? Do you have a couple of minutes?
I don't know. Give me the. Can you clue me in? Like, I'll sit, but I'm on my way somewhere. What is it?
Oh, okay, yeah. So he's like, okay. So you're kind of okay. Let me think about what he'd do here.
I won't sit for your stand-up routine. If that's
Right.
what Ajax says.
Yeah, we get to the point. It's just like he says, look, I know, you and me were never very close, compared to how close you and Eusebius were, and me and Eusebius were, but I miss him. I miss him a lot, and it's just this seems so stupid now. He reaches under the table and he has a jug of beer, and he said I couldn't. I went out into the woods and tried to find that plant, and I couldn't find it. But I did. There are a lot of traders outside town with the council coming up, and I snuck away from my dad and bought this, and I was thinking I'm gonna invite the guys, the two guys over. You were there that night, and I thought maybe you'd like to come too, and we could drink and remember Eusebius, and I don't know, just cut loose. I think he would have wanted that. He was always talking about how, and this is true. He just reminds you. Eusebius was talking about how there's no like real like joy or ecstasy in this culture, and like wanting to find that.
Yeah.
And I think, and just I think he's saying it, but also like almost taking it back to. It's like
Yeah.
that's no.
Yes,
You're like
yes.
No, you wouldn't want to do that. I know you're an initiate now. You've got like other things, and but no, it would be really great. Eusebius always said that. And we got we got the bottle, and we've got a spot, but you don't want to go. That's kind of his.
Yeah. Ajax can tell like he's earnest, right, by his bumbling.
Yes.
And
I think he's actually abashed a little because like you're a
Yeah.
big like you carry a lot of weight in the settlement now, and he's like, oh god, I just invited this celebrity to like my dumb party.
Yeah. Okay. I think Ajax will say, yeah, I have no monopoly on grief for Eusebius. And sure, I'll join you tonight. It's tonight.
So I don't remember the names of the kids.
Yeah.
One of the they're doing some some late work in preparation for the council. So we've got a few hours at so and so's house before his dad comes back.
Say, okay, I'll I have to be going to
Yeah.
but I'll meet you. I'll meet you tonight. And then Ajax is headed to Zanaeus still.
Yeah.
Can I skip there?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Ajax wants to live up to being, the big deal at the little party.
Right.
And is
Oh
gonna
my
ask
god.
Zanaeus, like, hey, I need some more of that plant. I don't know. Yeah, I need some more of that plant. Yeah. That's what I want from Zanaeus today. A story and some direction.
Oh. Okay, so she says, look, I don't have that one, and I don't think I could teach you, how to properly boil it anyway, but I do have, I've got something else that'll do the trick. And she's actually been seen, smoking a pipe around town. A lot of the time she's like sitting there with her chain, smoking this pipe and kind of looking off into the middle distance, killing time. And so she's gonna show you how to pack a bowl with with this dried herb and how to smoke it. Warn you, it's really sharp. You want to be very gentle. And she says, I don't have much left, but I've been saving this for a special occasion, and this sounds like a special occasion.
Ajax, expresses gratitude and explains the special occasion, and I think says, will you join me? I think it's only right you're there, She was yours too. Throw out the regendering.
Yeah.
A little taboo.
I guess.
It's a little weird. I like it.
Yeah. I guess. Alright. Okay, yeah, she'll kind of, quietly, not enthusiastically agree. But yeah, so you show up to the party with the new drugs and the social outcasts.
I sure do. Ajax is making moves in every situation.
I love it. I mean the two, the other two kids are already there. I think they have quickly found the routine. They're like making snacks. Everyone. One of them has, the job of like slicing the bread. The other one is making sure the fire's high so they can get a good boil. This is very, they have their party rolls down. And everyone's like, I think when you first walk in, in contrast to the last time where everyone was just kind of standing around, like everyone's much looser. They kind of know what they're here for, which is kind of lovely. But then, Zanaeus comes in and just everyone's like, their first thought is like, oh god, it's an adult, we're in trouble. And then the next one is like, so people are, I think, if you want everyone to stay, there's probably going to have to be some action taken.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I think Ajax, anticipated that this would bristle
Oh yeah.
the other folks. I don't know. I think I'm trying to think of how to color it, but I'm imagining a kind of charisma move here to um, kind of put them at ease. I'm trying to think of how Ajax would like rationalize her presence there. I guess calling back a little bit to the way Heron approached Ajax and um, just saying, we're gathered for Eusebius, and each of us our relationships with him are different. And Xenaeus knew Eusebius as well or better than any of us. And yeah, it's only right. And plus, here's the pipe. Yeah.
I mean, one of them says, so the rumors are true. This is this is one of the two. This is Eusebius's other dad.
I feel like Ajax might defer to Xenaeus and say I'll let her describe her own relation to Eusebius.
Yeah, I mean okay, cool. So she says, you you'd call my son, but I call her daughter, and yes, those rumors are true. And yeah, I think I know that it's not like super sharp, but I think calming the waters, there has to be a charisma roll here, because this is very this is a lot.
Taboos. All right.
So yeah, just against an 11.
Okay, so under 60 again. 82. I'm not doing it today.
Oh shit.
Ooh, okay. Okay, so those other two, they say, we're not staying around with a child thief. They use that's what they call Parthenoi, right? So that's and they get up and leave. But Heron, I don't think he actually greets her, and like he kind of introduces himself, and they have like a moment, and it's going to be the three of you, smoking this pipe and eating the bread that those other two shitheads sliced.
Yeah, I think Ajax will kind of look at Xenaeus and say, I was hoping those two wouldn't stay. They like to act like Eusebius's friends, but they never knew him like we do, and I include Heron in that. In the we.
Yeah. And I mean, Xenaeus is gonna show everyone how to smoke.
That's right.
Spread the knowledge. And yeah, I mean, I think Heron's plan was just kind of pass the evening and tell some stories and really relax and just have a few hours where that aren't totally governed by work and ritual and responsibility.
Yeah. On that note, at some point, we're smoking, we're drinking or whatever, I think as Ajax presumably kind of loosens up a bit. At the mention of the routine and the sort of, I don't know, mundanity of the sort of culture, I think Ajax is gonna let spill a little bit. Heron, don't you ever wonder you know, what possibility exists, you know, beyond the ways we've been taught to live and work.
Oh, this is child thief shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this is like if I was Heron, suddenly I'm like, it's like a moment where this has never happened to me, but this is like this famous moment where you're hanging out with a couple that's poly, and then
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, no, that doesn't happen to me, but like, yeah.
The covert poly
Yeah.
people.
Yes, exactly. It's like, oh, Jesus
I
Christ.
thought
So
we
wait,
were just having a fun dinner.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm on the menu. That's what it's kind of like for Heron. Is all I'm saying. Possibly. I don't know.
Dude, that's a mom.
Oh my God.
I don't think Heron takes it that way.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because I think I think he doesn't think about it so much that he can't even like take that seriously. So his first reaction is just like, yeah, I mean, sometimes, I think it'd be great to like, have a house that repaired itself and fields that grew themselves. I live here and that's okay with me. And he's drawn by
And that was kind of sorry to interrupt over, but that was kind of Eusebius's position, like up until maybe some of the later stuff happened. But so it makes sense actually for Heron to say.
Well, think to that, Ajax. Ajax says, I don't know. I feel like there's like a dig. There's a dig here somewhere, like sort of pressing on my sort of like status and the knowledge I've been exposed to as I've sort of like risen here. Yeah, maybe even like I'm thinking of what Sam just said. Like, yeah, I think Ajax says like for a long time I thought that way too. And just acting like I'm older when I'm like we're the same age, right? Just like, yeah, I remember when I felt that way about this place.
And this is that I'm realizing that even though you're kind of pushing the boundary here, in a lot of ways, Heron is kind of putting this under the category of priesthood. Like, of course, he doesn't think that he's been exposed to all these mysteries. He thinks differently than than the rest of us. And so even like inviting Xenaeus, all of this for him is kind of going under the heading of like priests have this kind of profound knowledge that we don't, and so it's to be expected that what's right for them may not be right for the rest of us.
Yeah. I think that's kind of discouraging to Ajax, and knowing Eusebius at the end was, especially having these feelings about sort of elsewhere, right? And I think politely but abruptly, Ajax is gonna kind of, say, well, thanks, for the invitation to this time to, trade Eusebius stories. I think we'll be going.
Yeah, that's I should get home too. The so and so's dad is probably gonna be home. How long has it been? And yeah, I mean, I think not. I think that this for him this was pretty important. He wants to like squeeze both your hands and just say thank you and he tells you if you ever want to talk, I'm here. Kind of tells you that he's here for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's gonna get up and walk out with you because this isn't his house, so he'll sort of find his way home.
Yeah. Well, I think, if I may, when Xanaeus and I split off from Heron in our walk, I think Ajax is going to give voice to some of that discouragement and kind of say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to have wasted your pipe on someone small-minded, who would use it for escapism rather than, to expand possibility, to see other paths.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just reaffirm the sort of like eagerness for more stories and more knowledge about.
Yeah, she's what can you expect from a waller? And that term that you have always heard is the respectable profession.
Oh, I like that a
Just
lot. A waller.
Total put down from her.
Yeah.
So he seemed like a nice enough boy anyway.